We start with shocking news from one of the bloodiest attacks in Ukraine. Due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine in the spring, there have been at least 51 fatalities in an attack on the settlement of the Hroza in the near Kharkiv, in the northeast Vladimir. According to Zelenskyy, Russian soldiers shelled a cafe and a store in the village. While Zelenskyy is in Spain, a strike occurs for a summit on European security. Well, this attack took place at about 1 o'clock. It's been around 5 local times since the clock. 6 hours have passed since this attack, and debris still needs to be removed. A strike on the Hroza village in the northeast near Kharkiv has resulted in at least 51 deaths, making it one of the bloodiest assaults since Russia invaded Ukraine last spring. As he attends a European security summit in Spain, President Volodymyr Zelensky claims that Russian forces shelled a store and a cafe in the village. As of now, it has been approximately 5 to 6 hours since this attack occurred, and debris is still being removed from the attack site. Now, it is approximately 5 or 6 hours journey north of our location in the Kharkiv region in the Kupiansk district in a village named Hroza. What we know is that a cafe and shop were targeted by a daylight attack in the middle of the day while people had congregated there. In the last hour or two, we have learned that more individuals have died and more people are seeking emergency medical care. At the scene of the attack, medical assistants have passed away in the previous several hours. 51 people have already been confirmed dead. It is a given that there is at least one child. A young boy, age 6, was one of the same, from what we can gather, death one of the worst attacks in recent fresh memory, the absence of any sightings that significant in a couple months. It was a Russian guided missile called an ascender that could be aimed. This missile can carry up to a 700-kilogram warhead, making it a very large missile that was used on a target that appeared to be targeted randomly, a civilian. Based on what we know about that village, there were no military assets nearby, so it is still unclear why this attack took place. It is also unclear whether the Russians were aware that the target was a civilian or not. However, what people in this area believe happened. The kind of indiscriminate targeting is still occurring. It has been happening since the war in many towns, including here in Zaporizhzhia. People have expressed the same sentiment that they feel like they are in civilian places in many of these towns. Well, President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is currently in Spain for the EU Council Summit, did come out strongly and condemn this as an act of terrorism, saying that this kind of evil needed to be stopped and that anyone supporting Russia was, in his words, supporting the evil terrorism being carried out in his country. Began in Zein. What was the reaction from the cave? So, there were roughly 300 residents in this tiny village, and 51 of them were slain in a single incident when they gathered for funerals in the area's community center, which doubled as a local grocery store and coffee shop. Russia hit at the precise moment that every 6th villager was present in that location. Police and local security services are currently conducting an investigation to determine the cause, and they are also speaking to locals because there are assumptions that someone may have given out the information or navigated the strike because it was so precise and hit the exact location where all of these people were present.